And everyone, welcome back to another episode of Messing Around. And basically, this time I figured I'd treat you guys to an actual airplane. Because lately I haven't actually done an airplane. I did spaceship, then I did another spaceship that failed, then I did boats. So we're going to do an actual airplane this time. So, what's so special about airplanes? Airplanes are fun. That's about it. So, um, thing about an airplane, it needs to be relatively light and it needs to be fast. That's about it. Airplane in a nutshell, right there. So, what I like to do is kind of what you've seen before, kind of make the bullet shape, but I do it a little bit differently. So I'll just show you here. That's a cube. There we go. That's what we wanted. Wedges. Wedges are your friend, especially in this game. So you build kind of a roundish shape at the front, fill in the sides with cubes, and then we can do a slightly different shape back here. Don't really have to, but I mean, it kind of helps. It does a little bit of a proper airplane shape. Makes it look a little nicer. And so then you're going to have... I like to use the poles just because they're a lot easier to... Like they make the wings a little bit weaker, but they also are a little bit more airplane-like. They look more like an airplane. Alright, so then we go back over to fly and float, pick up some wings, get some standard wings, just because, I mean, they're standard wings. Add some there, add some there. Then I like to add some wings in the back, just to kind of make it seem like a little spoiler type thingamajig. Or you could also even add one going upright just to help it out a little bit, kind of stabilize it. Um, Actually, I'm gonna do something even different now. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks kind of wonky. So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna pull it back a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. Why not? Body, body. There we go. It's hard to find things when you're not paying too much attention to the game. There we go. So we just add a little bit more body parts. Not really doing anything super fancy with this one. I'm just making an airplane. No real reason to do anything too fancy with an airplane. But there is one piece of information that is helpful. That is if you have two sets of wings, one on the upper side and one on the lower side, it gives you a little bit better stability. But for that, I'm going to have to use folding wings because I've already used up all my regular wings. Which actually, in this situation, I need to take both of these and flip them like that. There we go. And do the same on the other side. Boom. We can add our folding wings right here and right here. That's going to give us a little bit better propulsion. What it's also going to allow us to do is our wheels. It's going to allow us to put our wheels on the front where they need to be. So one here, one here. I believe this should work. It's been a while since I've actually played around with these. Also, one very important detail on an airplane that you pretty much absolutely need is some form of propulsion. So you have the engines, yeah, which does great on the ground, but you don't actually get any um, you don't get any lift. So you can take little propellers. I like to stick the little propellers kind of out of the way so you don't ever see them hardly, except for maybe when you're flying or something. Um, but then on the front, you want a definite, noticeable large propeller, just because it looks nicer. Alright, so let's take it to the tester track and try it out. So you have the little foldy wings that help out, and boom, already you're flying. It's not super fast. It handles fairly decently. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's not the worst either. It's just kind of decent. But now, if I take away the folding wings, it's really not going to make any difference. It just makes it look better, in my opinion. If anything, it actually gets a little bit less stability with the folding wings out. Now, the only difference is with this, it's not going to do super good in the water, but it's not going to do terrible in the water, just because it is an airplane. But that's basically it. Now, we're going to do something to this airplane, which I haven't done yet, and that is not it. The paint shop. We're going to go ahead and make this a specific color here. We're going to go ahead, you can do pretty much any color you want. This is the color scheme that I like for my airplanes, just, I don't know why. But you can pretty much paint everything. Now, I could just go and push Y, just color it all one color. I mean, you could do it that way, which actually for big parts like that, it's better. But then you just kind of add a little detail color here and there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for building an airplane. You can go with a more complex design. You could add engines, you could add rockets. You can pretty much do whatever you want. And also, if you really want to be fancy, you can make the pilot sit up a little higher. But if you do that, then you've got to kind of just fix it up a little bit, make it look better. Which, to do that, all I'm going to do is take a cube here. And, I mean, as he's flying, he's going to be hit in the face with all kinds of stuff. That's when you have a windscreen under the accessories. And there, now he's not going to get hit in the face with everything. You could also build like a cockpit around him or something like that. But I think for the purpose of just showing how airplanes kind of do okay in the sky, being airplanes, that's about it. Now, this is more of a traditional old-fashioned style airplane. It's not really the kind of airplane I prefer building, just because I prefer random vehicles that you can make into airplanes just by adding wings to them. But these are fun to build. They're just they're not the most amazing if you're trying to race or do something to that effect. If you're trying to race, actually, let me save this real quick. Once again, I'm not going to name it. If you guys in the comments want to name it, let me know. I'll rename it. We'll make it cool. But the kind of airplane that I like building is small and fast. So I just take a seat. I take a single super engine, plop it right down in front of me. I take super fuel, 2 of them. And then I take a propeller. I add 2 propellers. Let's do 3 propellers. Why not? Then I take the foldy wings here. I plop 1 down here, 1 down there. And then as far as wheels go, With this guy, since we're pretty much going to be in the air the entire time, I'm going to make it a motorcycle. And that's it. Now the difference in speed, agility, turning, everything. This is much faster, much more reliable. Um, you can quickly go from ground to air if need be. It also does really well underwater. It just kind of slices through because it's nice and small. It does kind of have some problems when you turn underwater, but for the most part, this is the kind of airplane that I typically build. Here we go. Over. And just like that, you take off. It's really fast. This will pretty much win a decent number of the races that you need if you actually do plan on racing. Once again, I don't really race in this anymore. I just kind of build things for fun. But that's it. That's simple airplanes in a nutshell. So if you guys like what you see, just let us know in the comments below. If you want to keep seeing these, also let us know. If you don't want to see them, oh well. Sorry. But that's it. Just tune in next week or probably next week. I'm not going to be able to record much more today. But for the most part, I'm free pretty much this entire week. So if you want to keep seeing them, let me know. If you don't, sorry. Anyway, stay tuned for the next episode.